Hi, Munchers. I know it's been a while, and so that's why I am definitely going to go into my vault and I am going to share with you my top secret mac and cheese recipes. Stay tuned. So, first things first, in order to make a delicious mac and cheese, you have to have a good roux. So, in order to make a roux, you're going to need half a cup of butter and you're going to want to melt that butter down, but you don't want to burn the butter. Okay, and so once your butter is fully melted, you're going to go ahead and add in your flour. So make sure that your heat is on low heat and you're just going to stir the butter until it's fully melted. Now it's time to add in your flour and you are going to mix your flour and the butter. Make sure that there are no clumps or anything like that. And you want to wait until your flour is a little golden. You want to cook that flour through because the worst thing to have is flour, the roux where the flour, you can still kind of taste the flour. So you want to make sure you cook the flour out a little bit and then you're going to add in your evaporated milk. Now you can use any milk of your choice. I'm using evaporated milk and so I'm slowly pouring it in and I'm just stirring it and you're going to see that it's going to turn into this nice velvety consistent roux, which I love. So you just want to stir it. Make sure again that there are no lumps or anything like that. Be sure to consistently stir your roux. Do not leave it unattended because you don't want it to burn or stick. And you definitely want to remove all of those clumps. Then I went ahead and added some heavy cream, heavy whipping cream as a matter of fact, because I love my roux I want the roux to be nice and smooth and creamy. And so I'm adding it, and as you can see, my roux is now so smooth. There are no lumps. So now it's time for the seasoning. So I'm going to add in some black pepper. Next up, I'm adding some paprika. I usually hate pronouncing this particular seasoning. I don't know if it's paprika or paprika, whatever it is, you're going to add a little bit of that. So I apologize because I am not measuring this out. I am just kind of going with my gut. So I will tell you this, season according to your taste, okay? And then moving it along, I'm going to add in some salt. And then, of course, I am going to add in some garlic powder. I'm also going to add in some dried parsley. Then you're going to give all of this a quick stir. You want to make sure that all of these ingredients will marry each other, and you want to have a nice tasting roux. I'm telling you, and you're going to do all of this before you add the cheese. You want to make sure that the seasoning is on point. There's nothing worse than a mac and cheese that is bland. So you want to add in some flavor, and you can do that according to your taste. So I know I should have done this or started with this first. So before you do your roux, you want to make sure that your cheeses are ready. So I am shredding here some sharp cheddar cheese, and I'm also going to use some Colby Jack cheese. So basically you can choose any cheese that you prefer. I like using a combination of the Colby Jack and the sharp cheddar. So all this time I thought I was recording myself adding the cheese. Unfortunately, when you're cooking and you're recording and it's just sometimes things happen, so I apologize, but this is the consistency that you're looking for. And so if you feel like your sauce is a little thick, you can always add in a little bit more cream or a little bit more milk. But this is the consistency that I'm comfortable with. And also, if you want to add more cheese or different types of cheese, I would also recommend Gruyere. Great for melting, and it makes your mac and cheese, oh my god, it's so delicious. But for now, I'm just using the two cheeses, and so now my sauce is ready to be poured on top of the macaroni. So I set aside some macaroni. I'm gonna go ahead and pour the cheese sauce on top, and then I'm gonna place this in 3 ramekins because I'm gonna serve those ramekins individually for dinner. And then the rest of the macaroni, I'm gonna put it in a bigger baking dish so that I can put it away for tomorrow's dinner. All I will have to do is just put it in the oven and let that cheese melt all over again, and serve it up. But for today, this is the portion that I'm going to use. Look at that cheese sauce, guys. How delicious does that look? It is well seasoned, and all I have to do is just mix this up. Look at that. So creamy, so good. I mean, oh my gosh. And so you can pour as much cheese sauce as you want. If you want it extra cheesy, it's up to you. You do with it what you want. Okay, so it's time to prepare our mac and cheese for the oven. I'm using these little baking ramekins that I picked up over at Home Goods. Oven safe, I love them. Great for when you're making individual servings, such as mac and cheese. And so I'm going to start off with 1 layer of macaroni, top it off with some cheddar cheese, add another layer of macaroni, and then finish topping it off with more cheese. And of course, we're gonna add some panko breadcrumbs because we just love the texture and the crunchy part. It is just so delicious. This is the way that we eat our mac and cheese. So let me know if you add any breadcrumbs to yours. And then we're gonna place this in the oven. I'm gonna do about 350 degrees for about 10 to 15 minutes. And so it happened again. I added the rest of the macaroni to this big baking dish, and it didn't catch. I didn't get to record me pouring the cheese again on the macaroni. That was like the highlight of everything, right? But I was off my game today in filming. So you're going to mix all of this up, and then you are going to do just 1 layer because that's all I had left over. And I'm just going to sprinkle this with more cheese and of course the breadcrumbs. And then I am going to tightly wrap this up in aluminum foil, and I am going to leave it in the fridge so that when we come out of church tomorrow, I'm just going to pop this baby inside the oven and serve it up with some type of protein, and I'm gonna call it a day. And there you have it, my friends. Look how delicious this looks. I served this up with some homemade chicken nuggets. I have some broccoli, and then the sauce is the Chick-fil-A sauce that I picked up at the grocery store, and that sauce is amazing. I absolutely love it. This is what it looks like. Make sure to pick up a bottle. And that's it. It's time for us to chow down. Let me know your thoughts. I will share with you in a separate video how to make this delicious chicken nugget. You definitely have to try that recipe. And look at all that delicious mac and cheese. I have to give you that close up because I'm telling you, it's amazing and so good. So this is a very cheesy dish. And so let me know your thoughts. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you have a different way of making your mac and cheese, leave it down in the comments, and I'll check you guys out in the next video. Bye.